All right, time for looking. Let's look at some of these stories, especially this back and forth between the CBN and the Minister of Finance concerning the redesign of Naira note. And one would wonder why this miscommunication, especially seeing that a lot of people are already complaining that it isn't time to go through this kind of process. And we see the Naira already reacting to that against the dollar. But we have Mazi joining us, Mazi Chinedum Obioha, a public affairs analyst. Thank you for joining us, Mazi.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Mazi, let's get your thoughts first on this back and forth between the CBN and the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, saying that she wasn't carried along in the plan to redesign the 3 Naira notes.
Well, thank you for having me. I don't know whether if you did listen to the former Deputy Central Bank Governor last night, Kingsley Magon. It took time to inform Nigerians that what the CBN is planning to do is in order. It started to. And I agree with him completely. I'm a retired banker and a chartered administrator. When I heard that news, I think it's in order. But for having said that, for every advantage has an advantage. The advantage it has is that the CBN said that out of 3-point-something trillion naira that are in circulation, but about 2.7 naira is what is in the central bank vote, commercial bank votes, which means the remaining 1-point-something is outside in the hands of people, which is not healthy for the economy. That means that the rate of inflation is there. People are using it is in the hands of the people, not only the common. It's not in the hands of the common, but the hands of politicians. They want to use it for these elections, so they want to mop up the liquidity because one, the inflation is high. Secondly, it is not safe for such amount of money to be in circulation, especially in the hand of people that are using for other motives. So the central bank, the former central bank deputy governor took time to explain to it. Even when the Minister of Finance said that she was not consulted, Kingsley took time to say that, look, consulting her for what? This man said he got approval from the president, which is what he required.
But shouldn't they work together? The Ministry of Finance, the CBN.
That's the point. That was the point Makole said. He said that even in the committee, that the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance is supposed to be there. So if he was not there, something is wrong, which means there is no synergy, there's no cooperation, there's something. He said he doesn't want to get involved in that. But for the CBN to say that the CBN is in order, don't forget that the present president, that's the president Muhammad Buhari, when he came on board in 1998, he also changed the Naira issue. I remember I was in Gombe, transferred to Medugri, and I was in the bank then. We know what happened. But the disadvantage is that when inflation, the Naira value will drop. The Naira value will drop already.
It's already dropping, 780 Naira.
It's something to $1. And again, it's going to cause artificial inflation. And people are going to suffer. Because I knew what happened in 1984 when I was in the bank. People were struggling to deposit their money. In fact, when I was transferred from Gombe to Medugri, I had to lift my own money through a bank draft payable at Gombe branch, drawn on the payable at Medugri, drawn on a Gombe branch. So it is important for us to take into consideration what the central bank wants to achieve. To me personally, as an ex-banker, a former retired banker, it's not that. But then the politicians will not like it. Secondly, it will bring inflation, temporary inflation, because people will now be themselves to go and deposit their money. But again, the politicians will try to outsmart them by trying to use their money to buy dollars. Which means, yes, which means there will still be more pressure on the foreign exchange. So that is the point.
All right.
Okay, Mazi, let's switch gears now and look at another topical issue that, is of concern to Nigerians, and that's, regarding the security alert or the terror alert by the United States and the UK. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has again dismissed reports of a possible terror attack in Abuja, which is the nation's capital. Remember, last Sunday, the US and the UK both warned of a possible terrorist attack in the capital. Now, according to the warnings, the attack would be especially aimed at government buildings, places of worship, schools, and other centers where large crowds gather. 4 days after the intelligence report, the police chief issued a statement insisting that there is no security threat in Abuja. Specifically, he asked Nigerians to disregard the information by some Western powers on the intelligence report. While admitting that there is a security alert, the IGP faulted the US for not sharing the intelligence with the Nigerian security agencies. Now, despite the repeated assurances by the president and various security agencies, many residents of Abuja seem to be staying away from large gatherings, shopping malls, and fun spots in response to the alerts. Now, our correspondents who visited different parts of the city noted that there were fewer vehicles on some major roads, while there were only a few individuals at some gardens and relaxation centers. Meanwhile, the President Muhammadu Buhari will today hold an emergency meeting with security chiefs in Abuja to discuss this and more. Mazi, what do you think is the appropriate response to this security alert? We've seen, the Nigerian government through various, individuals at the helm of affairs try to downplay, the fears or the alert itself. We've heard from the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. Now here's the IGP also downplaying, the alerts itself. Do you think that's the right response?
Well, you answered the question you asked me. The IGP and the Minister of Finance, what they've done is to downplay the tension, the panicking. That's what they want to do. That's not how a responsible government will now clap hands for such reports. That's not how they will say it is true.
Okay.
That's not how they will ask everybody to relax. But I want to fault their side of argument. I think their problem is it because they did not share such intelligence reports with them, or they made it public. Don't forget, for the past 2 or 3 days or 1 week, thereabout, there has been rumors that some terrorists have been arrested in Abuja, even though the government have repeated it, or government will not come out to say it is true. No government will do that. Secondly, there have been reports that the American, the other foreign bodies have even started evacuating their citizens. But let me ask you a question. If it is not so, there is a report I just read yesterday and this morning that one military barracks somewhere in Niger State was about to be attacked yesterday or on Saturday. Thank God that our military personnel were at alert. So many terrorists were killed. But they plan to attack that military base early morning Saturday. Now, when they send that alert, what the government should do is to take precautionary measure. And of course, to advise Nigerians to be careful. Even you, who were in Nigeria itself, last week, were there not some kidnappers arrested? Were there not some students of University of Nigeria and Soka going back to school that were kidnapped along Enugu Soka Road?
Yes.
Everywhere is not safe. So, and for them to dismiss that with a wave of hand is a disservice to Nigeria. But then, there's no how a responsible government will say it is true. What they should do now is to be proactive, make sure that security is put in place in all those locations.
Okay.
And maybe let them work in synergy with the intelligence gathering. Let us not, because nowhere is safe. Nowhere. Look, before before the advent of NDA, it was one now. If NDA could be attacked, and some of the military personnel kidnapped have not been rescued up to now, then if Abuja Kaduna train could be attacked, could be bombed, if Kuje prison could be invaded, the bandits released, then what are you saying? What I'm saying that no government will tell you, say it is true, but what they want to do is to down the tension so that there will be no panic. Already, people are panicking all over. There have been reports that okay, let me tell you one thing. Sometime this year, middle this year, that bishop that was kidnapped along Enugu, Port Harcourt, Panta Road in Imo State, he mentioned that they said they are all over. They are all over. So they are not spreading. Yesterday, the Southeast governors met and expressed concern over the kidnapping and the terrorist attacks along within the Southeast. And they pleaded with the federal government to help them. And the man said they are going to make sure that the expressways, all the Southeast is protected.
Well, Mazi, you already touched on the fact that there is a lot of panic right now in the Federal Capital Territory, as we see even some parents withdrawing their pupils or their students, their children from schools, and we see some schools also shutting down, especially because of the threat. But right now, President Muhammad Buhari will today meet with the service chiefs to discuss the way forward. Do you see this coming at the right time, and do you see it achieving the expected results?
Well, what do you expect them to do? The alert was not given yesterday. It has been there maybe over 2 weeks ago. They said the time is supposed to call. And again, if you are a parent, you will allow your children to go to school in Abuja or the environs. Everybody wants to live. It's only the living that say praise the Lord. It's only the living that sweet tomorrow. If I have children in Abuja, I will withdraw them. And I'll be conscious of the fact that even churches and worshiping centers should be very careful, because Nigeria is unpredictable now. You can't predict what can happen. Anything can happen at any given time. But the fact that even before, was it 2014 that American embassy was bombed in Abuja? So now there's another alert, there's another warning. And foreign bodies have started evacuating their citizens. I read somewhere where the APOD is begging the British to even evacuate Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. So there is panic everywhere. So for the fact that the president has summoned security meeting, it gives room for concern. And let us see whether they will be proactive. Let us see whether they achieve results. But there's problem in the land, and that is why maybe you are advised, we discuss with them the way forward. As for fear, as for panic, there is panic in the land, and Abuja is center.
Talking about way forward, Mazi, we've seen in different parts of the nation, especially during the course of this administration's rule, that there's always the deployment of troops to certain regions. You have the various Operation Crocodile Smile and the rest of them, just to ensure that peace, and order is restored to such regions. Now, the question is, with this, warning, the alerts, the panic and all, do you expect a massive deployment of troops to Abuja and, the surrounding states?
Mazi.
Yeah, I'm with you. What's the question there?
Okay, my question is this. You talked about way forward earlier, and I said we've seen under this administration in different, times that when there's some sort of, disturbance in certain regions, there tends to be that deployment of troops to, quell the situation and restore peace and order, the various operations. Are we expecting that same massive mobilization of troops to Abuja and surrounding states?
Yeah, that is what a responsive and responsible government should do, right? Okay. Without further delay. If they could deploy crocodiles, whatever, to arrest and attack and invade the Kanu's residence. If they can do that in another part of the country,
yeah.
What is wrong? What is wrong in deploying massively to make sure that Abuja is a seat of power?
Okay.
It should be protected. The government should be protected. Even the seat of power should be protected. Some bandits said their target is to attack the president. Of course, his convoy was attacked some time ago, and some people were killed. His convoy was killed, so nobody said. So if they could deploy military personnel to Abuja to make sure that Abuja, not only Abuja, within the surrounding states, Niger is there. Which other state is there?
Kogi is also
Kogi, all the states that are surrounded before you enter to Abuja should be protected. Not only sending them to Abuja. Kogi should be there. Nasarawa should be there. Niger should be there. And all what have you. So that this area, the point of entry and the point of exit should be protected. So that there will be no room for them to attack. But don't forget,
so
in every 12, there must be Judah. Who is giving them the information? There must be an insider that is giving them information. They should try to work on themselves to make sure that there's no saboteurs among themselves.
Mazi, one would wonder why this meeting, why the federal government or President Muhammad Buhari had to wait till now to hold this meeting with the service chiefs. At first, they were saying that there was no threat and that nothing was there was no need for panic from Nigerians. But this meeting was said to have been called at the instance of the attack in Mogadishu, the Somalian capital. Why should we wait for such threat or such attacks before taking action?
If you had listened to me earlier, I said we are not being proactive. We are Russian. We wait until the last minute. Now, why that I said earlier, the threat was not given to us now. The information was not given to us now. It has been given to us about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Or a month ago when America, Canada, UK started warning their citizens to be conscious of being in a very unsafe place in Nigeria, especially Abuja, and mention other states. So the issues are, like I said, they will not tell you that there's fire on the mountain. They are doing it now because they have discovered that there's actually problem. All those people they are saying they are arresting, all those bandits, terrorists, they said they arrest them. Are they not being arrested in Abuja? What time again? What reason again do you have? That is why, because they've seen the handwriting on the wall. That is why they are calling the meeting now. But it's late, but it is better to be late than never.
Better late than never.
Let them come forth with a reasonable solution and be proactive and be at alert like that of Niger, that military base in Niger State, that they had information on time and they waited for them. So let Abuja be protected. Let Nigerians be protected. Let Nigeria itself be protected. Well, excuse me, calling for the meeting of the service chiefs. Let us see how what results do we bring. But I think we should go beyond calling other meetings. We should see actions. We need action. We should appreciate our military forces, the police, the army, the navy. Every arm of the military base should be appreciated because they are overwhelmed with challenges. They are overwhelmed with challenges. And of course, don't forget that they've been complaining of their welfare. Nobody would like to go to war where you will die without benefit to the family. As they are sending them into the war front, let them take care of the welfare of their children, of their wives.
Mazi, we'll have to leave it there and just watch how this pans out, especially as the president is meeting with the service chiefs today. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll delve into another issue. Please stay with us.